Hi, it's Linda from Homeschooling 6. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for visiting. Today I just wanted to give you a peek inside of the Easy Grammar Plus, just give you a little visual of it. So this one is the teacher edition. So it has all the student pages and the answer key in here. So that's why it's so thick. If you were to if you had more than one kids, you can also get the Easy Grammar Plus student workbook, and that's what I did. We haven't started using this one yet, but we are going to. So this is just the student pages. But you can also, if you have one child or if you're okay with copying, you can just buy the teacher edition. But it's so many pages to me, I would rather just purchase the book separately. But what I'm doing with this one is having my son work in it. So this is the student page where they fill out the page, and then this is the answer. So you could just have them cover it, or you can have it sit like this on the table, and then they can work on this so you don't have to buy a separate book if you don't like. So that's how we are using it. Or you can also have a paper like this on the other side, and then just get a paper clip and have it so it stays there. You can do it that way as well. So I am using this with Lance, and basically what your child is going to do is they're going to learn the prepositions. And I actually just tore the preposition page out. My child is 15 doing this, and what we did, it's recommended and suggested that your child memorize all the prepositions first. And so, but what we did, because I know it can take a long time, is I ripped it out and we kind of went over it for a few days, and we wrote some of them on cards and things like that. But after the few days, what I do is kind of like with math, when your child doesn't know their addition or multiplication facts, you leave the facts out while they're doing some of their math. So that's what I did. So basically with each lesson, this is actually on the other side. So when he does his lesson, we actually have the preposition page on this side. Instead of seeing the answers, he's seeing the preposition page. And I've found with my student, which again, he's a little older, he's 15. This is about for like 7 and above. So you could use this through high school if you wanted to. So what I'm finding with him is he's already kind of recognizing them, but we have this for reference anyway. And also another thing is when I was in high school and learning prepositions and stuff, I remember there was a poster in our classroom, and it had a picture of a house, and it had all the prepositions there, and it would say like about the house, above the house, across the house, after the house, except the house, and so forth. So that's what I tell my kids, and they kind of learn them that way. So again, and then so I didn't have him memorize this whole list. He's just memorizing as we go. And also I have a little note here that says on Friday to have him write as many prepositions as he can. So like throughout the book, there's actually kind of some pages that don't have much on it, and he could just use that, and it's just all in the book. So before he started, there's a pre-test, which I took out of the book. It says not to let the child see after, when you're correcting it. And there's going to be a post-test at the very end of the book. So that's neat. And then also, so basically, like on this one, this is preposition, imperative sentences. So basically, like right here, it says you're going to cross out the prepositional phrase. So he's crossing out the prepositional phrase. And then you're going to underline the subject once and the verb or the verb phrase twice. And then this one, he's learning about imperative sentences, a command, and how you have to put the you in front. So what I've been doing, when we first started, I did half of these with him, half of them, and then we would, I would ask questions like, who lit the candle, and he would answer, things like that. So I would ask some questions, like, let me see. Like it says, the artist, let's do an easier one. to go through. Okay, it says the broken cup and saucer were under the table. So then I would say, what is the preposition? And then I would remind him or ask him, what does a preposition end with? And then he would answer a noun or a pronoun. And so then we would I'd say, okay, so let's go ahead and cross out under the table. And then I would say, who or what was under the table? And then cup and saucer. This is the compound, sorry. And then cup and saucer were doing what? And then it's were, so he would underline the verb twice. And then I also did, so once we did, in the beginning, once we did about half, then I would have him do the other half on his own. And then eventually when something new is introduced, like when we were doing the imperative, I would do the first 2 or 3 and then with him, and then he would do the rest on his own. And then I would correct it. And so I just put little stars next to the ones that he got right. And then right here, I put half because he didn't get the whole thing wrong. Like for instance, on this one, it says, for an hour, the customers waited for dinner. So he crossed out the prepositional phrase for dinner. He underlined customers once for the subject and waited twice. But he left out another prepositional phrase, which was for an hour. So then I just put that one as half, and then we went over it the next day or that day whenever we got a chance. And then I just kind of put little reminders up here. It says noun and pronoun, that's when the prepositional phrase ends. And then I just put a little reminder of to plus verb. It's already in here, but sometimes just having it in my writing kind of helps. So, and let's see, anything else? So like right here is the helping verbs, and again, they're supposed to memorize that. So what we did, so like when he would sit down, you know, we would go over them, do, does, did, has, have, had, and we kind of did that. And just, again, like with the prepositional phrases, we just I continue saying them to him, or we write some of them down and so forth. So we just kind of, he's memorizing them, but just not, we're moving on. So that's how we did it. And there's also a bingo in the beginning, so that can help your child learn them as well. You play bingo. Let me see. So right here, it's like the bingo. They could even fill this one in. So, you know, you get creative with it. Again, my son's a little bit on the older side, and so that's how we are doing it. But anyway, I just wanted to let you all know. I'm actually going to have a written review, but sometimes it's easier to understand and see when it's visual as well. So thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.